Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of First Time Spins that I don't do enough of, but I really have been getting into the music that I've been buying lately, and I just reattached another one of my turntables. I got three turntables, and now I got a Techniques one that I'm using that I had been using for a while and stopped using, and now I've made a few adjustments on it and put it back, and I'm really enjoying that particular turntable. And that's getting me to really want to play a lot of my records that I've been neglecting for too long. This particular batch of records I'm going to show, these are records whether I listening to the first time or deciding whether or not I want to keep them in the collection based on what I thought of them on the listen or not, if it warrants future repeat listenings or not. And just about all of these, in fact, all of them but one, are going to be from that kind of like big band jazz stuff I've been listening to. The first one is not, so maybe for those of you who don't like jazz, you might be interested in the first one. Let's just see. Okay, I'm going to start with this. Uh, Vicki Lawrence, remember her from the Carol Burnett show? She had a big hit with the song "The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia." I was the perfect kind of age for that. I mean, in the early 70s, I grew up, and I was like 10 or 11 years old when that was a big hit. Bought the 45, huge hit. I love that song. One of my all-time favorite songs from the 70s. And I picked this up. Been looking for this for a while, and I wound up finding this uh, at a thrift store. And the record is a little swimmy. It's kind of warpy, but it sounds fine. It plays fine, even though the record goes up. I'll look for a replacement of this somewhere down the line because I was delighted with this record. I cannot believe how much I loved this record. Part of it was nostalgia. Part of it was because I think Vicky's cute as a button. Part of it was because I watched the Carol Burnett show. But I really liked Vicky's voice on these songs. Was pleasantly surprised. Enjoyed the whole thing all the way through, beginning with the title track, of course, which is an interesting song. In a way, it does it doesn't make sense, but you know, the lyrics are kind of like sketchy here and there. But I just love listening to it. What a haunting sounding theme it's got to it. Now there's stuff on here like "Killing Me Softly" with his song that she does, and "Little Green Apples." Uh, These are songs that you know. Cher's Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Cher's version of Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, another one of my all-time favorites, early 70s songs. I don't think Vicki does it as well, but it's serviceable. And there's stuff here that I liked. Mr. Allison, Sensual Man, He Did With Me, Dime a Dance. Anyway, you get the picture. Now, one thing that was interesting about this record, as I was listening to it, I was looking at Wikipedia just to find some information on the song and how it was recorded and Vicki Lawrence herself, and I discovered that by complete coincidence, the day that I found this in the thrift store and the day that I played it for the first time all the way through on the turntable and was enjoying it was actually Vicki Lawrence's birthday. She turned 68, I believe, and what a coincidence! What a happy coincidence that that's the day that I wound up listening to this record. Really, really like this. And okay, that's it for as far as pop goes or anything like that. Now we're going into the jazz. Now I played this album, Harry James and his swinging band. At least that's the name of it. And I thoroughly enjoyed this album as well. This is the kind of jazz or big band brass kind of music that I'm starting to enjoy. I wouldn't say this was a standout album. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's not for sale, so I guess I get a little promo record there. And I will listen to this again and again. It's not an issue. Really had a good time with it. I played this album, What Now My Love, the Monterey Brass. I don't know how much this really, you people tell me who know this stuff. Does this fit in as official jazz or is this kind of knockoff thing? I enjoyed this all the way through also. You know, they do Spanish Flea, among other things, and you can't, I love that, I love that song. Everybody might know it as the Jim Lang song who hosted the dating game. They use Spanish Flea as the dating game theme song. That'll give you a hint if those who don't know. But I mean, some of the stuff on here, again, you got What Now My Love and on here, and well, I don't really know the other ones by title, I don't think, but I enjoyed it all the way through. Love the sound of this big bandy kind of brass, if you will, sound. Okay, now all these records I've been getting very cheaply at thrift stores for $1 or $2 or something like that. So that makes it very easy to buy them, give them a first-time listen. But this particular one cost me a little bit more, and I don't know if I overpaid. I took a chance on this, Gene Krupa. It's on the 6-side Columbia. It's in pretty minty condition. When I maybe that's why it was a little more expensive. I took a chance, and I happily can say I enjoyed the record. I didn't think it was great, but I did enjoy it. So I didn't feel like I shouldn't have bought it. I didn't really know until I played it. I thought that we were just going to get a lot of Gene Krupa on drums, like kind of highlighted here. What I was surprised by was when I actually played the record, there were a lot of vocals on here. And it's funny, I'm a person who usually enjoys vocals. You know, I mean, I like vocals in my songs, but when it comes to listening to jazz or, you know, big band and that type of thing, trumpets and saxes and things like that, I find that for some reason I prefer it without singing. That's kind of weird, you know. It's kind of a change for me. But I was totally thrown by that. Although this was enjoyable. There was a female singer on here. I'm sorry that I don't know her name and I'm not looking it up. But I was surprised because while I enjoyed the record, it was not a tour de farce, I didn't think, for Gene Krupa. I mean, to tell you the truth, if I didn't know that this was an album of his, I wouldn't even know he was on the record, but that's because it's early in my learning of this stuff. I mean, maybe a lot of people would say they could recognize Gene Krupa's drums right off the bat. Me, if I didn't know any better, I would just say this was just a woman's album with a female singer with a backing band. I had, you know, it was good, but it didn't stand out for me as though, oh, this is a Gene Krupa record of him, like, with the drums highlighted. I mean, occasionally there's a flourish of drums here and there, but I didn't really view this as a drummer's record, you know. All right, now to find an album that I did not like at all, and I'm not going to keep it. When I was looking for records, somebody had recommended that I try this, The Music of New Orleans. This is music of the Eureka Brass Band, recorded by Samuel B. Charters. The Music of New Orleans. And I could barely get through side one, you know. Now, I believe you have to, like, especially with movies, you know, more so than music even, you got to give something a full listen. You can't just listen to some of it and make a decision. But I was able to decide before all of side one was finished that this was just not for me. And I think sometimes you reach a point where, as I say, a record or a movie or something goes past the point of return. I mean, past the point of no return. You're not going to be able to start liking this. And some notes that I took on this particular record here where I said it was, first of all, on a lot of these, I understand because they're old, the sound's not going to be great on it. Well, the sound quality was kind of poor, obviously, you know, because of the vintage, I suppose. But it was too primitive sounding and very crudely recorded. Like, you know, it goes with what I was saying about how old. But, you know, it sounded to me like a kid's marching band. Well, you know, some kind of marching band in the street. You know, I guess that's the style of early New Orleans music. I don't know. But, you know, the bass drum, boom, 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 being pounded like that over and over again really didn't appeal to me. I had no use for this personally. So I will be giving this back to the record store. It's only $1, so no big deal. But I'll just, you know, give it back to the store and they can put it back in the dollar section. Okay, I'm finding that I'm enjoying Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey. I played the best of Tommy Dorsey, this particular album. And then I played Tribute to Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey. Now again, because this is so early on in my, you know, I don't know, education, if you will, it's hard for me to tell what I'm listening to in the sense that I'll give you a Beatles comparison. I mean, you know, to me, maybe, for all I know, this may be like people listening to Beatles live at the Star Club in Hamburg, Germany, and making a decision based on that, not listening to the cream of the crop. But I enjoyed this album more than this album, for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe just because I listened to this first. I like both of them. I'm going to keep them both. But I just seem to enjoy this one better. I don't know what it was about it, but I got to listen to more of the Dorseys. Last album I'm going to show here, and it's not really fair because I did listen to this all the way through, but I need a second listen. It's Count Basie, and he does music from the pen of Quincy Jones. One more time, and I'm going to listen to this one more time. It was enjoyable, but I had a good time with it. I don't think that I was really knocked out by it at first listen, but I enjoyed it enough to keep it and to play it again. I wish I could say more about it. I didn't really. I was also doing a lot of things around while this was playing. Didn't sit down and really give it a real strict listen. So I have to give this another chance, really. But even on first listen, I was enough that I know I liked it enough to keep it and give it another spin. So there you go. That's it for this particular edition of the First Time Spins. And really only the one record, the New Orleans early stuff I didn't like. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to make more of these in the future. Thanks.